this short and that'll be easy. First, I was thinking there's got to be a mistake somewhere when my name came up with this. Because first I saw an A in front of Hall of Fame, and I said, well, that must be the academic. That doesn't make much sense to me. I mean, all of our teachers tried very hard, but they didn't totally succeed with me. But then I find out it's the Athletics Hall of Fame, and I figure, well, I got to come up with something. You know, famous, what could I be famous for? And it dawned on me. I'm probably the only one at East and maybe the world that ever got hit in the head in a basketball practice with a shot put. And I really did. It's still right about there. So the details of that have been sketchy all these years, but an old security film recently emerged. And with all these modern techniques, you know, it's becoming clearer and clearer who may have thrown that shot put. I never really knew. So the enhanced version they just showed me, and it sure looks a lot like John Valori. But seriously, I was very lucky. I started out being born into a terrific family and proceeding through the early grades in the Cherry Hill education system. The 4 years at East were just outstanding, provided a great foundation for whatever I could accomplish later. The teachers, coaches, teammates all played a very lasting role. It was a privilege to have played all three sports every year that I was there, and the experiences and friendships were just invaluable. And it's easy to see looking back that coaches Curl, Griffenberg, Fitzgerald, and Wagner were also great teachers. The football parents were also memorable. We still laugh at that when we get together. None of us can forget the parties they had following the games. Some of us would make excuses to drop by because they had a better time than we did. I'll miss naming some, but just to name a few, the Swifts, Schwartzes, Mirakamis, Zimmermans, Devlins, and Sullivans they welcomed all of us in there as family. Although not one for rules per se, I ended up continuing my education at the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis. They couldn't have many rules there, right? And in particular, guidance counselor Mr. Saban at the time provided great support to me through the application process, and ended up getting an appointment. All my opportunities to return home from school and on active duty, I always made it a point to get together with all these teammates, and that lasts today. East got me as ready as possible for the toughest and most rewarding jobs in the world: husband, dad, and pop-pop. None of those could have been possible without the toughest person I'll ever know, my wife, Chris.